Hi, everyone. Deirdre Morgan, Intuitive and Clarity Coach. Welcome to the June pop-in with quick tips for this month on how to adjust to the energies and how to make speedy progress with yourself in this wild romp we're having right now in keeping up with the universal high energies. Before we get into it, I'd like to give you a quick backstory on this month's frequency, the 13-4, mainly because this month, June 2023, is a magnificent month, but also a critical month in human evolution, both individually and collectively. So it's very important, at least from my perspective, that you really understand what's going on. You really get it, and hopefully, fingers crossed, you'll commit to it. Before, though, we get into it, let me also just, for those of you who are newcomers, give you a quick synopsis of numerologist. I am a numerologist. I use Pythagorean numerology to tap into your frequency, your energy field, more importantly, your spiritual contract. And numerology is a sister science to astrology, a lot easier, simple, and straightforward, though. Think of numerology as a very simple, straightforward psychic science. There are 9 single digits recognized. All other digits are reduced by adding the factors together. There are 2 exceptions, but I'm not going into this right now. Right now, let's just keep our eye on this 13-4. Now, how did I get 13-4? Well, hold on a minute. Know that in numerology, numbers represent the qualitative value, not quantitative value, as they do in math and the linear sciences, okay? Therefore, they are very adept at assisting me in describing and touching base with your inner self, your strengths, your gifts, your talents, your abilities, your attributes, and yes, your challenges and shortcomings. I use this to read your spiritual contract. I also look at numerology when I'm reading your consciousness reading for the year. Where are you in your own personal growth? It's more an up-to-date, very specific tarot reading. So that's how I use numerology, and I just love it. I've been doing it for about 40 years now, and it always seems to surprise me. There's always something new to learn, and particularly a lot to learn as we move solidly into 4th dimension in order to springboard to the 5th, because 5th dimension is with us now. But hold on, let's go back. Just simple 13-4, because that moving from a 4 frequency into the 13 frequency is part of the secret of being able to move into the 5th dimension. Okay, so let's start with the 4. Okay, 4 in numerology is a very practical, physically, materially oriented frequency. It is the number of manifestation. Therefore, its focus is on the world around you. However, there is a quiet little secret that we need to know about 4 in order to manifest more easily, more comfortably, smoothly. Here's the secret. 4 is a feminine number because it's an even number. All even numbers are feminine. All uneven numbers, odd numbers are masculine. A feminine number, it means it's internally oriented. It's they're looking at the inside, finding, as 4 likes to do, order, structure, foundation, the basics in life. This is the 4. This is why the 4 is known as the builder, because it takes the raw energy and stuff of life and makes something out of it. That's why it's known as not just the builder, but the manifester. So 4 really is primarily focused on each of us, you and me, getting our act together, so to speak. And what I mean by that is we have a sense of wholeness, well-being. We know that everything is within us. It's all there for us. And it's then in that deep place of being centered, peaceful, grounded, that we manifest and make things happen easily. 4, though, as I said, is physical material, deals with the basics, the everyday living. It's a stable, solid frequency. It is the cornerstone. 4 is the cornerstone in all buildings. So I want you to have that sense of dedication, dependability, very solid, regular, high-minded people. Very loyal, very honest. That's the symbolism of 4. Okay? It's just practical and reality-oriented into daily life, into routines, schedules, likes to plan everything. Hopefully you get a feel for this 4. Its astrological partner is Saturn. So that may say it all for you. Depends if you know your astrology. So 4 this month is saying, have you got your act together? Do you know who you've become, who you are? Do you know what you want in life? Do you know what's important to you? Because why are we learning this? You can say, I learned that back in the day. But remember, moving into fourth dimension means you come from your heart. It's not about the head any longer. So there's been this shift. You've been doing inner work. You've been raising your consciousness. You've been moving forward. This is the month that says, I know who I am. I like who I am. And I like what I do. So this is a very important month. It's fantastic in terms of what the options are, what it can offer us. Now let's take a look at the 13. Now remember, 13 is a double digit. There's the 1, there's a 3. We add them together, we get the 4. So there's a clue there. When you're ready, you know who you are, you like it, you're happy with yourself, you ready to move, you will automatically move into the 13 this month. This month is sort of like the free pass in the Monopoly game. You get a free pass. Universe will just walk with you this month. So let's look at the 13. You know, it got a bad rap, very bad rap, very long time ago. And it's an attitude now that we must dismantle, because 13, turns out, is the most powerful number in the universe. We've been sold a bill of goods. We've been sold that it's bad, it's unlucky, that you don't want to go near it. That's really a lot of hooey. This is the very number, not just to engage, but to embrace fully here. And why? Because 2 reasons. 13 is the way to raise consciousness and to expand your life, the platform of life that you live and operate from. How does it do it? Point 2. The one, remember, represents new beginnings, the start, the source. Pay attention to that word. It's the leader. It leads, it initiates, it innovates, it inspires, it's there, always there. Now, think a minute. 1, the beginning, the source. Yes. Creator source, the creator, prime creator, God, the universe, divinity, call it what you want. 1 represents the source in all life. When it's put together with the 3, remember the 3 is our creative self, and by our, I mean human. 3 represents the creative spark, the love that is inside all of us, that is that spark of divinity. So you have, if you like, big divinity and smaller divinity, when put together, can manifest anything as long as the heart is engaged. And it can only be engaged when we recognize the God within that lives eternal, that sits in the first step of our DNA. So this is the big leap, how to get to 4, which is ordered and structured and very focused on right and wrong, very focused on getting things done, doing it right. 4 can be rigid, narrow, small in its thinking. Now, notice I said can be. And if it is, then you've got a big leap to make to the 13, because remember that 3 is feeling with the heart in a big way. 13 wants to express, to create. It wants to build for lasting benefit. It wants to make a contribution that makes a difference in the world. And it wants to send out that joy and love and creativity to the world. So 4 thinks safe and structured and compartmentalized. 13 thinks limitless. It is your base for making a difference in the world. But you've got to be taking that love and joy with you. And because these are the higher frequencies, higher emotional frequencies, 13 becomes the source creator in us, which we tap into the creator source in us. So the connection, the bonding there is essential to be able to move with heart into 4th, 5th, and beyond in our dimensional evolution. So given that background, I got a bit into it more than I intended. What are the quick tips for this month? You saying goodbye to 4, hello to 13. How do we go about it? First, we go to the basics. Now, what are they? We go to the physical, the body, because it is the container for the spirit. We move to the emotions, the heart, which is the vehicle for living and life. We go to the mental, and this month we're going to really focus on the communication, the words, the language, that aspect of mental. thoughts into words, how to connect. So first, let's deal with the physical, the body. First, get your checkups. If it's not checkup season for you, move it up. Get checked out so you know your body is operating optimally, and especially if you've had anything that's been concerning or different. And believe me, most of us have bodies that are operating differently. Why? Because we're moving out of that carbon body into the crystalline body, which is much lighter, has more light, but is also lighter and faster than that carbon frequency we're used to. I want you to make sure you're in the best shape possible this month. So you don't worry, you don't get distracted from really paying attention and going after what you dreams, your visions have been dancing in your head for the past year or two. So take care of the body. It's very, very important. Your health, your body is working overtime. And what I mean by that is, yes, it's moving out of the carbon composition into crystalline, but also you've been working on releasing old patterns that have limited you, restricted you from love and joy that you're looking for, that you would like to express. So the body is discharging toxic energy all the time, and there will be weird aches and pains and maybe headaches. If it's operating differently and you're not comfortable, then go to your medical practitioner and get it all sorted out, because things are going to pick up. You're going to have to be moving faster. You would need to be on top of things. Be gentle, be patient with your body. Just love it. When it says, whoa, I want to sleep in, you sleep in. Whoa, I want a power nap. Get a power nap, okay? On diet, please restrict your dairy as much as possible. Dairy is a very heavier substance, and it takes more energy for the body to assimilate and digest it. So it's got a slow assimilation process, and it takes a lot of time, relatively speaking, to get things into the body to nurture and nourish it. So please, light on the dairy this month, okay? And any other particulars you have, preferences for what to eat or not to eat, keep doing it. Keep paying attention. Take Epsom salt baths, or you can take a dry scrub and then shower if there's no bathtub around. But Epsom salts pull out the old stale energies much more quickly and much more efficiently, so that you're through with that process. Be in nature. If you love it, by all means, but pay attention to what I spoke of the other day, which was set your intentions, because Earth is in upheaval too. It's got third, fourth, fifth dimensional energy dancing around, causing all those floods, causing the earthquakes, causing volcanic activity. Please, when you go out into the woods, on the beach, say, I am doing this too, and fill in the blank. Set the intention so you pull up the energy that can support you. It's fun. Doesn't this sound great? Okay, but honor your body. Be good to it. Love it. This is about self-care and nurturing you, body, mind, and spirit. This will move you out of 4 mentality into that broad, wider platform of the 13, but you've got to have the container in ship shape. 2, the emotions, the heart specifically. This is the heart consciousness dimension. This is about the heart, about activating it, living from it, and living on terms you're happy with. So there may be some tough work ahead for some of you here. Listen to your heart. Embrace what it is you'd like to do. Choose only those things that energize you, that make you feel good, lighter, better, happier. You pick it. What is it you love? And here's the thing. We're really into 4th dimension now, and we aren't going to be staying here that long because 5th dimensional energy is already coming in. And many of us are moving into 5th dimension, which has been downloading its energetic paradigms for a while now. Yours and my job, our job, is to reinstate the heart so it's active, alive, vibrant. It's where we go to when we make our decisions. We're here to reinstate the warmth, our center, our joy, so our heart is fully open and I can express from it. If you're in doubt, if you can't figure it out, and lots of us have never paid attention and done the things we'd like to do, we'd love to do, we can't wait to do. We've been accommodators, we've been catering service, we've been appeasers. That's not putting yourself first. And of course, the heart is saying, when it says do what you love, do what brings you joy, you must bring yourself first. So let's say you're not getting the answer to something. Put your fingers, it can be your thumb, it can be your hand. I'm not fussy. What works for you? On the heart chakra. And ask your question. Now, the heart is very simple. Remember, I've said the heart knows only love. So it likes only will answer. It likes only yes, no questions. So, brain, left brain particularly, is what makes up the stories and the excuses. So, ask a yes or no question. And then listen, feel what your heart is saying. Feel what your body is telling you. It differs from all of us, but if I'm speaking generally, a yes, there's a lightness, there's a lift, there's a relaxation for some. A no can feel more constricted, can be heavier, tighter. So it's saying, wait, don't do it now. That's how you know to do what you love. I just love it. Isn't it wonderful? It's the best guide because the heart knows only truth. The body will always tell you the truth. So, what you'll find this month is you may have to break some of your rules. They're your rules, they're not the rules. Your own. What fun. That's how you will learn about what makes you happy. So, you'll know, you'll hear the enthusiasm, you'll feel the lightness in your body. Just get comfortable with it. You're in your heart zone. That's where you're meant to be. Heart has to come up to head so the two can partner in the 5th dimension, which is known as unity conscious. 5th dimension, if your heart's down here and your head's up here, not partnership, old format, okay? So here we go. There is a wonderful, wonderful book. Hang on a minute. that if you're having trouble breaking the habits or your rules, if you want just to, you find you're just getting paralyzed with it, this has been one of the best books I've read, Atomic Habits by James Clear. I love the name Clear. Perfect. This is a great book for step-by-step breaking habits, forming new ones that are more in sync with who you are now. This is a wonderful book because basically it's a fourth dimension and beyond book. It's not based in third dimension because he's asking you to set up habits in order to become something more instead of setting up habits to be result oriented and to reach a goal. Remember, third dimension is about the doing. Fourth and beyond is about being. So, James Clear, tiny changes, remarkable changes, I would have put there. Terrific. I recommend it. Now, get the feeling the new you yet? Let's talk now about the mental space. And this, I told you this month, it's Gemini. We've got lots of action going on. It's about communication. And I'm talking about words in this video, how we talk, the words we use, the language we use, the tone of our voice, how it reflects our truth, reflects who we are. So watch what happens when you're spoken to, okay? Especially if it's not too pleasant. What happens to you when you're talking off-center or when you stay centered in yourself, in that trust, love, and abundance, in that being grounded in self-love? This is the time to build, or as the builder, remember, a new way to speak, speaking from the heart, reflecting the joy, the love you hold for yourself, for the other person, or the project or subject under discussion. This is the means of how we bond. And when we bond, we create fulfillment. We create a happier, more successful way of life. So another thing to keep in mind is use win-win in conversation and negotiate. I'm sure you remember win-win. It's been a long time. And there's lots of people who object to it because it implies losing. Stick to the win-win, okay? Win-win is very simple. First rule, take ownership. I get upset. I'm happy. I'm frustrated. Not you make me unhappy, frustrated, whatever. I take ownership. 2, I'm upset about this. You always run late. I get upset. 2, ask a question. Questions empower people. You want to empower other people so that they will listen and become solution oriented. So it's got any ideas what we can do? And third, if they have a good idea, I'll set the alarm on my cell and I'll be on time more so meetings start promptly. Say, great, let's do it. If they come up with an idea or don't have any idea or feel it's not my problem that you're upset or the meetings run late or whatever, say, you have the solution. You say, and put it in question form. How about we do this? How about, are you willing to explore it, see if it works? Keep it light, keep it casual, but this is the new language. And last but not least, and I'm being shameless here, get the book Heart Speak. I wrote this five years ago. It's been around a while. Its companion book is coming out by the end of the year, which will be called Power Speak. The Heart Speaks Again. But this book is basically a primer, a guideline for the new language, why we need to use new words, and the whole psychology and philosophy behind it, which is so necessary for living well in the fourth, fifth, and beyond dimensions. So here we go. Quickly, take good care of your body. Pay attention to how it's feeling. Be willing to put it into the comfort zone and feel healthy and energized. Emotionally, listen to your heart. Your heart leads. Remember, lead with the heart, follow with smart. And fourth, choose your words. The words you use will determine how easily, how smoothly, how successfully you manage your life, how well you accomplish. It's all there. And when you move up into this where you're honoring, respecting, expressing your truth, celebrating who you are, because basically 3 loves to party and celebrate. When you move into that joyful, loving space with yourself, you're in 13. You're in the God self of you. You are source and creator within. That's the key. So let me know how you do this month. And remember, it's all about love. Everything else is incidental. Thanks for listening. Send questions or comments. I love them. Take good care. Blessings all the way.